Hey everybody, how we doing? Sunnyvale Rejects back in the house with another little video on this beautiful, sunny, but chilly Saturday morning. I hope everybody is doing fabulous. I had a tough week, so I may or may not open this beer while I'm talking with you. But guys, I finished my first book of 2025. I finished another one too, but I'll tell you about that later. This is the one we want to talk about today. Erebus by Shaun Hutson. And this book has been to hell and back. I want to talk a little bit about this, maybe convince you to check it out, and then I'll show you the rest of my books. Shaun Hutson wrote a ton. I've only got, I think, 9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 books, and he's got a lot more. And after I read through these, I'll probably pick those up too. Definitely Deadhead and, I don't know, Spawn maybe. But I just finished Erebus, and I have to say, this book is action-packed from page 1 until the very end. And really, it centers around this town and about 4 characters. There's more, but 4 play an important role. The town of Wakeley in England. And there's a chemical factory there called Vanderburg Chemical, who has been tasked with finding a way to increase livestock weight. We're talking pigs, cows, things like that. And so they create an artificial protein and add it to the feed, and they feed it to the damn animals without any testing, kind of like they do us with vaccines. But guess what? Everything goes horribly wrong, and it turns the animals into ravaging beasts that just want to shred and tear flesh and drink blood, and oh boy do they. On the first scene, a baby calf bursts out of its mother's belly and tears the mother to shreds. In a scene not long after that, pigs rip apart their mother's teats and bathe in the spurting blood. They gotta have it. There's a fancy name for it, but really it's vampires. And the people who eat the meat of the cows and chickens, they get it too. And the whole town goes apeshit crazy. There's only about 3 survivors. But we follow the paths of Vic the farmer and Joe Ward. Joe is a hardcore badass journalist from New York City who got involved with some mob activity, and she had to get out of there ASAP because there was a hit on her. So she moves to England, and I think she sees something at first. I can't remember exactly what it is, but she gets on the scent of Vanderburg Chemical and starts talking to the farmers, finds out what's going on, meets Vic, and their goal is to destroy Vanderburg Chemicals. I can't say anything else without giving it away, but I'd like to say at the end of this book, there's a really awesome, unlikely hero, and the way things go down, it's just really enjoyable. You'll be turning the pages non-stop, and you'll be glad you heard this if you hadn't already. So if you haven't, check out Shaun Hutson's Erebus. You're going to love it. Okay? Check out my collection in publication order. Like I said, I don't have them all, but I've got a few. Moving right along, too. Slugs. You've probably seen the movie. Maybe you've read the book. Richard, my homeboy from Nightmares Anyone, said if I don't read this, I'll never be anything in life. I'll be the shell of a human being. Worthless. So Richard, thanks. I picked it up. I'm going to read it and make something of myself. It's seen better days. They slime, they ooze, they kill. One female slug can lay 1.5 million eggs a year. A fact which holds terrifying consequences for the people of Merton. As the town basks in the summer heat, a new breed of slug is growing and multiplying. I'm guessing they're not friendly. Beautiful. You know, there's not a whole lot going on with the back, and the fronts are mainly uniform. They're creepy, but pretty books. But what's inside, that's what counts. Shadows. Look at that. Shadows by Shaun Hutson. Shaun Hutson was born in 1958. I think he's from Hertfordshire. Wait a minute. Hertfordshire, England? Yes, but since 1986 he's been living in Buckinghamshire. He's written about 40 books, and he also wrote under pen names like Wolf Kruger, Nick Shadow, Robert Neville. Yeah, but this is Shadows right here. Check it out. I think Shaun Hutson was destined to be a writer. After he got expelled from school, he worked a whole bunch of shitty, sucky jobs. And I recommend it for everybody, because then you'll know you need to make something, out of yourself. You got to do something better. But he worked a bunch of shitty jobs until he went pro in 1982, 1983-ish. This is Shadows. Enter the domain of chaos, insanity, and death. In Oxford and Paris, psychic investigators are attempting to probe forbidden areas of the mind. In New York, writer David Blake is studying the methods of miracle healer Jonathan Matthias, driven by their own desperate motives. These researchers are about to unlock Pandora's box, never a good thing, to unleash the horrifying forces of destruction hidden deep within all of us. I told you. Shaun Hutson, Shadows. I think the reason I thought about drinking this beer is because I had one hell of a hard week, but also Shaun Hutson is a reformed alcoholic. He's also a big-time soccer fan, supporting Liverpool for 30 years. So go Liverpool. It's the omnibus. Omnibus. This is Captives and Breeding Ground. Some nincompoop put a sticker there. I tried to get it off, but I couldn't. If this crap wasn't there, it almost looked like it was meant to be. These copies are hard to get in good condition, very good condition. These are all decent, they're in good condition, but these are reading copies. I am going to read the hell out of these. Like you guys, I have some beautiful books, some behind me, and I'm hesitant to read them because I don't want to mess them up, Captives. The murders have been savage and apparently motiveless. Carbon copies of killings committed years earlier and by men currently incarcerated in one of Britain's top maximum security prisons. How could this be? Detective Inspector Frank Gregson must find the answers that will bring him into conflict with two very dangerous hombres. It's an omnibus, Captives and Breeding Ground. Big, chunky book. Let's see how many pages it's got. It's got a nice font, though. The font's not biblical. 460-something odd pages. Not bad. And I'm telling you, page turners, action-packed, from page 1 to the very end. Now we got Relics. Relics. Yes. Fantastic cover. These spines all look like this because these books have been read. And again, not too much going on in the back. But let's see what Relics is about. When a hidden chamber filled with the skulls of children is discovered by an archaeological dig, the discovery triggers a series of murders in which the victims are horrifically mutilated. Inspector Stephen Wallace must discover the mad killer. Is it the sadistic thug responsible for organizing the barbaric dogfighting? The mysterious recluse who holds black mass orgies for heroin-addicted teenagers? My God! Read the book and find out. There's a supernatural and a organized crime aspect to almost all of these books, but it works somehow. It works. All right, hang on. I almost made it. Let's get us a nice early morning swig. Here's to you. I thought about quitting my job last week, but turns out those kids grow on you and it's not so easy to walk away. But if you've got kids, pray for their teachers, respect them, because it is very, very difficult to compete with cell phones and the fact that these kids don't have attention spans and they don't really want to learn. They want to be YouTubers. That's right. They think it's easy and they think you're going to make a lot of money right off the bat, which is absolutely not true. It's very, very hard work and I haven't made a dime. I don't hear kids saying they want to be doctors or lawyers or engineers or writers. It's unfortunate. Moving right along. Death Day. God, I love this cover. I do. I like that that's gold and embossed. Not all of them are embossed, but this one is. Look at that. Wow. Again, the spine, same as the others. The back, same as the others. But it's what's inside that matters. Don't judge a book by its cover. Whoops, I do that sometimes. Beware the golden disc. It brings decay, destruction, and death. 400 years ago, a woman died in agony to keep it secret and went to her grave with it hung around her neck. Now, in a desolate graveyard, a workman has unearthed the amulet by chance and decides to keep it. That's his first mistake. I'm guessing he makes another one. It's Shaun Hutson's Death Day. A must-read for people who like horror, thrillers, supernatural joy rides. Check it out. Got a couple more books here for you. Victims. Y'all know how I feel about stickers, man. Shaun Hutson's Victims. You see how they're all uniform. They all have the same, title, font, color, same image in the center. The only ones I've seen that are different is Heathens, which I do have coming. I forgot about that. I have Nemesis and Heathens coming, but I ordered them from World of Books, and I might as well have ordered them from Mars. It takes so long for books to get here from World of Books. But generally, they're in decent condition, so it's worth the wait. But I really couldn't wait to talk to y'all about Shaun Hutson. I was really, really impressed, invigorated, and I had fun reading, and that's what it's all about. Pick up what you can, learn what you can from every book you read, but if you really want to learn, just get into it. Just get into the book, give yourself to the book, be immersed in every single page, and, pick up what you can, purge what doesn't need to stick in the mind. Just have fun. Just have fun. All right, what's Victims about? I'm about to ruin this video with some dumb talk, so let me continue. Some people are born to be murder victims. Oh boy. Fact, not fiction. Frank Miller, special effects man for countless horror films, knew that. Blinded in a bizarre accident, but then given the transplanted eyes of a murderer, Miller finds he can spot potential victims. However, in the search for a maniacal killer, the police ignore Miller's help. As the body count rises, they are forced to work with him as Miller himself finally becomes a target for the slaughterer. How often have we heard that? I wonder how he'll put a new spin on that, but how often we hear of the investigator becoming the hunted one. Shaun Hutson. Yeah, so as Vic and Joe Ward are trying to get to the bottom of the Vanderburg chemicals mystery in Erebus, they're being hunted too at the same time by a mafia man. That's Victims, and I love the cover, and I wish that sticker wasn't there. Now, on to the last book that I have in my collection right now. It's Shaun Hutson's Assassin. My favorite color, too. Shaun Hutson, Assassin. Look at that. What a great cover. What a great cover. Let me take a little sippy poo before I tell y'all what it's about. Here's to you. I hope you guys are having a beautiful morning, and I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just enjoy the day. All right. London was in the grip of its bloodiest bout of gang warfare in 2 years. Shootings in the street, kidnapping and car chases. Until now, Frank Harrison had ruled gangland, but it looked as if that reign was going to end in blood. Someone was out to destroy him and his men, to wipe out everyone associated with him. But who? Who could it be? Harrison had to know, and into this world of violence, corruption, madness, and death came the assassin. A force more powerful than vengeance, more lethal than a lorry full of high-velocity weapons, and more terrifying than any nightmare. Oh boy. Shaun Hutson's Assassin with a fantastic cover. You're going to have your supernatural, spooky elements. You're going to have some kind of gangsta going bang bang. And it's going to be fun. There's a lot of things for you to grab a hold of and like in his books. What am I talking about? I've only read one, but I'm going to read every single one of these books, and I know I'm going to like it. You just get a good feeling about folks. Halfway through Erebus, I started buying his books because I knew that I was going to dig into his catalog and read till the end. Speaking of end, we've reached the end of this video, if I can spit that out. Guys, I'm telling you, maybe I haven't recovered from my difficult week last week. And guess what? I only worked like 2 days. I took 3 days off, but I can't shut that place off because you care about these kids and you hear their stories, and when you come home, it doesn't go away. But I'm going to go away right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be nice to each other. Never stop reading, and stay cool.